We are here at Knotfest 2025 with Beach from Health. How are you?
Doing good, fellas. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good for a Sunday morning.
Yeah, Sunday morning.
Nice and fresh.
Not too warm here for you guys, I imagine.
It's pretty warm.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm hot.
Oh, you are? Yeah. You'd be used to it. But how's your Knotfest tour been so far?
It's been really good. We just had one show, but it was amazing. Just couldn't be more stoked to be here.
So what have you been doing with your time in between? Like just hanging out?
We did hit the studio last month, so we got some business taken care of there, and I think that's going pretty good.
Yeah.
The album's coming along. Other than that, we had some crazy fires to deal with back in Southern California. Luckily, my neighborhood and generally everyone around me was okay, but the big one in Altadena was just north of me. So all that smoke was basically blowing like right into us the next day.
Man, but you all right? Everyone's okay?
Yeah, everyone's pretty good. It's just, I think, the thing that we can't really figure, is a little more gray area, literally, is the pollution.
Yeah.
And just what kind of contamination is in the air for, even when we get back, like, it's going to rain a couple times, but it seems like even though it rained like twice since the fires, it just emanates out of the soil, this like toxic waste that's going on. It's not just brush fires. It's like so many structures burned and so many, anything from ABS pipe to maybe older buildings with lead paint to cars just exploding with gasoline. Like everything you could imagine, like a bomb went off.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
Pretty
especially
crazy.
with all that stuff you deal with, and you all the way down here. But you were just here not long ago, which was great. You played down the road here in Brisbane. That was great.
Yeah.
How was that tour?
That was awesome. It was fast and furious, so it's a little blurry. It was like 5 shows in 5 days, but it was amazing. And what did we do in Brisbane last time? I was actually really bummed to find out this cafe. I'm a big coffee nerd.
Yes.
A cafe called Kevin. Did you ever go there?
No, I've never heard of Kevin the Cafe.
Well, shouts if you're around. That was an amazing cafe, and it seems to be gone in the 6 months since I've been back.
It seems to be
So it went away.
the thing. That sucks, man. That sucks. That's actually one of my questions. I have that down here about your Phoebe.
Yes.
Black Phoebe?
Black Phoebe.
That's your coffee company.
Yeah, it was a pandemic project. When everyone was baking bread, I was like, hey, I used to work at a coffee roaster. I know what green beans are and kind of how to do them in a skillet. So I just decided to find where I could order some and start messing with it literally on the stovetop. And then finally got a machine, like a little machine. And I do real small, like it's kind of still baby steps and sort of like the, maybe after everything kind of project of mine, like just to have a roaster or something.
That's so good, man. Is it going all right? Taking off?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's cool to have any people returning, and actually giving me a shout out, and it's going well in that respect. And then I'll do pop-ups here and there. And,
yep.
Just totally randomly hitting people on. I go to this spot where it's actually a hike, and I hike up an air pot and a bunch of bags, and I just basically give people coffee.
That's so good.
Totally no announcement. I just like to just kind of chill in this spot where there's like believe it or not, in LA, Northeast LA, there's all these parks, and there's one with a pond, and I just go to this pond, and I was drinking coffee and chilling and kind of meditating there anyway, and I was like, why don't I just bring more up, bring some beans, and sell a few bags, and just kind of get the name out this way.
That's awesome. Because you mentioned Kevin before, but we had Nurgle from Behemoth, who's massive into his coffee. He was like, Australia has the best coffee. But I want to know what you think of Australia coffee apart from obviously the place you've been. How do you rate around the world Australia's coffee compared to everywhere else?
Well, I mean, you guys probably know Melbourne is known as like one of the coffee meccas of the world at this point. So I go into it with those expectations, but I was not disappointed in Melbourne. It was like, even down to the catering, which I noticed Death Before Decaf is here right now.
Yes.
I also had them last time. So I really love their story, too. The 24/7, they're open 24/7, and they they serve first responders and EMT people all night, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're good. They're great people too. Hey, shout out to Death by Decaf. They're mad people. But
I'll be seeing them after the show. I'm already pretty jittered up right now. I don't want to get too tight on the drum, but
blast beats. But
no, it was like there was an amazing espresso setup and catering, and then the hotels. Like same thing. Like this morning, I said like there's an automatic machine over here, but there's still a barista at the bar taking orders for shots and stuff. And I was like, that's just. I don't know, like even in Europe where you'd think everyone goes, oh man, you must have had some good coffee. It's like most of the time in Europe, especially at a breakfast in a hotel, it's just that automatic machine.
Yeah.
And then most gas stations you go to, same thing, automatic machines. You have to go to like Italy before like a Nona is there like pulling you the perfect shot. You're like, this is amazing. Like they really give a shit.
That's what you want, eh? But of course, Rat Wars, one of my favorite albums of all time. Like, no shit. I love Rat Wars. You just released the Ultra Edition last year, and it's got guests like Richard Patrick from Filter. Filter's one of my favorite bands. Lauren Mayberry as well. Bad Omens. It's also got that Deftones cover you did too. Be Quiet and Drive. Indeed. How was it working on all that and putting it all together for this special edition?
I think it was more of a as we've been doing these collaborations, it's very much a sort of an installment sort of, universe we live in now. And it's just that kind of constant keeping up interest and generating more interest as we go. And luckily these people, anyone wants to do collabs with us, but it's amazing. And so what an honor to work with Patrick, Filter. I don't know. I think they're coming along well. I think it's just stoked more and more fervor.
Did I say Robert Patrick or Richard Patrick? I meant Richard Patrick. I know. Look, Richard Patrick. I was like,
I was actually pretty nervous.
I was like, man, did I? Because I love both those brothers. They're great dudes. But totally. Richard Patrick, Filter, Robert Patrick, Terminator. There you go, brothers. Bit of a note there. But of course, I mean, you've been doing the health thing for a long, long time. And you met Jake in uni?
No, actually, two guys met in college. John and Jake met at Guitar Center.
Yeah.
I was oddly working at a Guitar Center across LA, so I did not meet them then. I met them online, but it was just kind of looking around for a band back in 2005. So no, actually, it was very not quite as romantic as far as I don't know, internet. Maybe it was romantic. It was very much. I was like spinning my wheels. I was drumming in 3 bands at the time, driving all around Southern California to do it. And I was like, man, I'd much rather, why I dropped out of college. Everything in my life was kind of tumultuous. It was like the whole reason I did it was like to go on tour. So like, I need to find some dudes who are really, doing something interesting and cooking up something good. And I think our first visit just felt that way. It's funny to look back at it. Like, it was just like, I was really stoked on the demos they'd given me, and they were stoked on me, playing them for them. And it was just like, all right, cool. Like, these guys, like, I just kind of felt that way, especially after, some dipping into more like standard indie kind of bands and, some folk rock kind of bands I was playing with at the time. I was like, I really wanted to push some boundaries, do something different and exciting.
The band actually, absolutely pushes boundaries. The evolution musically has been incredible. Like, going back to that first record, it's like noisy. It's like a little bit of bungle type, I don't know, experimental, and now it's such a cool thing to go back and listen to see how you guys have just honed it all in over the years. And what's your thoughts on the band's evolution and where it's going musically?
That's a good way to put it, an evolution. I think it's an exciting one. I don't know. It's been we very easily could have kind of continued to make albums the way we're making them. It just seems like there's always that push to do the next thing, and nowadays a collaboration or whatever it is that brings about something new and a different way of looking at, But yeah, it has been quite that. I mean, there's no other way to look at it from this side of it and look back. It just quite an evolution, an organic one at that. I would hope.
Yeah,
that's the way I would put it. It was a very organic evolution. But so yeah, I don't know, man. We've kind of we've gone sort of revolutionary, I would say, in the sense of going from noise rock to we had triggers and stuff originally. We were just doing stuff to slicer pedals. God, some of those original gigs, it was just like the monitor and pop, 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 pop. That was my metronome.
Wow.
Yeah. So if I couldn't hear that right, it was like, cool. Die Slow is off today, right? So we've certainly, it's come a long way, and it's been a lot of fun.
Man, I can't wait to hear what you guys do next. I can't wait. I'm all for it.
This is okay.
Heineken.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck that shit.
Well, I mean, I would. Yeah, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Pabst Blue. Yeah, you know that. Yeah,
I don't drink anymore. Whatever the zero is.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Yeah, Blue Velvet. Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Dennis Hopper. Of course, I mean, outside of the band, though, do you keep yourself pretty busy? You play some jazz stuff as well, don't you? What do you do?
I'm really into jazz. My dad was a jazz musician in his spare time, amateur. But I have not played jazz so much as I just kind of recorded on. If anything kind of interests me and someone hits me up, I'll gladly hop on and do some sessions. I don't know if I can quite announce the one I just did with this guy yet, so we'll see. Yeah, just to be fair and respectful of him. So yeah, just other than that, exercise. Trying to just keep everything in tune enough. The off and on of tour. I was just talking to another drummer about it. It's just so crazy. Like just how 100% full on, and then breaks, stop on a dime, sitting in your breakfast nook, staring out the window at LA pollution again. And it's like it is a constant struggle to keep that focus in a way.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I have an electric kit like next to my bed, and I just wake up. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Yep. Electric kit in my room, so I just kind of do it. I have all the motivation to just kind of wake up and start drumming, and not have to feel like I have to hit too hard, go like all out. Like just kind of ease back into. And then percussion and other things I have lying around. Just loving music again, I guess, is kind of the good way I put it. Not that I don't love it here, but any musician touring can tell you it's just you become so rote in delivering that show. And the whole reason, I don't know, I think most of us got into it was because we love music and we love playing music.
That's it. Hey, man, that's it. And I can't wait to see you guys today. Like, it's a highlight of my day. I love health. Viva cum metal.
Viva cum.
Viva cum metal. But Beach, thanks for hanging out, man. It's been cool to see you again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.